क्लास 4 लेसन फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर, लेसन फर्स्ट का साइंस का क्वेश्चन नंबर 1। ठीक है ना। आपको यहां पे उतारना है, तो सबसे पहले आप इसे उतार लीजिए। अब उतारने के बाद है ना, जैसे जैसे मैं बोलूंगा वैसे वैसे बाद में आप भी बोलिए। ठीक है। What is needed by a leaf to make food? बोलिए, What is needed by a leaf to make food? What is needed by a leaf to make food? What is needed by a leaf to make food? Leaves take in carbon dioxide from the air to make food. Leaves take in carbon dioxide. Leaves take in carbon dioxide from the air to make food. Leaves take in carbon dioxide from the air to make food. Sunlight provides the energy needed to make food. Sunlight provides the energy needed to make food. Sunlight provides the energy needed to make food. Some of part of the sunlight falling on a leaf is trapped by chlorophyll. Some part of the sunlight falling on a leaf is trapped by chlorophyll. What are the functions of stomata? What are the functions of stomata? Stomata are tiny pores or opening on the surface of a leaf. Opening on the surface of a leaf. Functions of stomata. Functions of stomata. Evaporation of water in plants in the form of vapor takes place through stomata during transpiration. During transpiration. Evaporation of water in plants. Evaporation of water in plants in the form of vapor takes place through stomata during transpiration. Takes place through stomata during transpiration. Takes place through stomata during transpiration. Exchange the gases oxygen and carbon dioxide. Exchange of gases oxygen and carbon dioxide also take place through stomata. Also take place through stomata. Why does the main vein of a leaf have two veins? Why does the main vein of a leaf have two veins? The blade is supported. The blade is supported by a system of veins. By a system of veins that also contain both xylem and phloem. That also contain both xylem and phloem. These veins prevent the blade. These veins prevent the blade from collapsing under its own weight. Collapsing under its own weight. Collapsing under its own weight. In which part of it cactus prepared its food? In which part of it cactus prepared its food? Cactus prepared their food through the process of photosynthesis, like any other plants. Since cactus have their leaves reduced to spines, therefore photosynthesis takes place through the stem. Therefore photosynthesis takes place through the stem. The stem are green by the presence of chlorophyll. Green by the presence of chlorophyll. To make food for the plant. To make food for the plant. From where do plants get carbon dioxide to make their food? From where do plants get carbon dioxide to make their food? For photosynthesis, green plants take carbon dioxide from the air. Take carbon dioxide from the air. The carbon dioxide enters the leaves of the plants through the stomata present on their surface. Each stomatal pore is surrounded by a pair of guard cell. A pair of guard cell. How do plants use the food prepared by them? How do plants use the food prepared by them? Plants use the energy of the sun. Plants use the energy of the sun to change water and carbon dioxide into a sugar called glucose. Glucose is used by plants for energy. Glucose is used by plants for energy and to make other substances like glucose and starch. Glucose is used, glucose नहीं है, cellulose is used in building cell wall. Cellulose is used in building cell wall. A starch is stored in seed. And other plant part as a food source. A starch is stored in seeds. And other plant parts as a food source. How will you test the presence of a starch in a leaf? How will you test the presence of a starch in a leaf? The presence of a starch in leaves can be tested by iodine test. The presence of a starch in leaves can be tested by iodine test. When we remove chlorophyll from leaf by boiling in it alcohol and then put 2 drops of iodine solution iodine solution. Its color change to blue. Its color change to blue indicates the presence of starch. Indicates the presence of starch. How are plants and animals depend on each other? How are plants and animal depend on each other? Depend on each other. Plants and animals depend upon each other as mutual interdependence is must for their survival. Interdependence is must for their survival. Plants provide shelter. Plants provide shelter for animals and they make oxygen for the animals to live. For animals and they make oxygen for the animals to live. When animals die, they decompose and become natural fertilizer. Plants become natural fertilizer. Plants depend on animals for nutrients, pollination and seed dispersal. Plants depends on animals for nutrients, pollinations and seed dispersal. How do leaves make their own food? How do leaves make their own food? Their roots take up water and minerals for the ground and their leaves absorb a gas. Absorb a gas is called carbon dioxide from the air. Called carbon dioxide from the air. They convert these ingredients into food by using energy from sunlight. Into food by using energy from sunlight. The process is called photosynthesis, which makes making out of light which makes making out of light. In what form and where does a plant store extra food? In what form and where? In what form and where does a plant store extra food? Plant store their food in the form of starch in various parts of them. A starch in various parts of them. A starch in various part of them. A starch is a polysaccharide of glucose. A starch is a polysaccharide of glucose monomer. Of glucose monomer. Glucose residue are linked by glucosidic bonds. Linked by glucosidic bonds. This starch can be stored in the leaves, stems, roots, flower, fruits, and seeds of a plants.